How y'all doing? My name is Wayne Thomas Adams III, and that's Adams like the president, not the family. Three truths and a lie. Number one, I have an aunt that is also her niece's mother-in-law. No, they don't live in West Virginia, but they do live in the mountains of North Carolina. Number two, I got a check cashed one time based on my laugh. Back when I was a student at North Carolina State University, I had gone to Greenville to spend the weekend with some friends. I left my wallet there on their kitchen table, and it was going to take 3 days to get it. So I decided that I would go and cash a check. I went to the local branch of the bank that I was using. I didn't have any identification, and the teller said, "I can't cash your check unless we can verify that you're who you say you are." So I told the lady, I said, "I tell you what, you call the branch in Carthage, North Carolina, and they'll verify who I am." As the lady was talking to the teller in North Carolina, a good friend of mine by the name of Annette Scott, I laughed. Annette heard my laugh and told the lady, "Cash the boy's check. He's who he says he is." Number three, I was caught by the superintendent of Moore County Schools back when I was in the 8th grade for rolling the magnolia tree in front of Carthage Elementary School with two of my schoolmates by the name of Brad Cagle and Willie McAllister. It was not a good day when he caught us. Last but not least, I have missed only one NC State home football game since 1990. To the point I even had a soccer game called early so I didn't miss kickoff. We were losing anyway, so the referee complied with my request to end the game. At the present time, I am a school teacher in the Guilford County school system. But before becoming a school teacher, I was a probation officer in Montgomery County. That means I can work with people who do and do not have teeth. I resigned from my probation and parole job and became a teacher at a middle school in High Point, North Carolina. My first day of school, I'm pushing the trash cans between the tables at breakfast duty. As I'm pushing the trash can between the tables, one of the kids looks up, says, "Hey, weren't you my mom's probation officer?" Without missing a beat, I said, "I sure was." To this day, I can't tell you the age, race, or sex of the kid that asked me the question. After being a middle school teacher for 14 years, I became an elementary school teacher. At that time, I also started writing children's books, and I was trying to get published. Each year, our elementary school hires a well-known writer to come and talk to the students and talk to the teachers about being an author. The author we picked was Irene Smalls, a well-known award-winning children's author. Since I was writing a book, they sent me to pick her up at the airport with the media specialist. As the media specialist and I are riding back from Raleigh-Durham Airport to Greensboro through the back roads, I'm asking Miss Smalls questions about becoming an author. And Miss Smalls is answering my questions as the typical answers. That's when the media specialist, Miss Burney, pops up and said, "Tell her about the redneck billionaire." I can't believe this woman brought this story up. Redneck Billionaire was a persona I created when I was teaching middle school because the kids were making fun of my accent. And his name was Billy Joe Jim Bob. Miss Smalls immediately got excited and said, "Forget writing children's books. That's what you need to write." And her rationale was because of the success of the 50 Shades of Grey books. So, not only do I write children's books now, but I also write erotica romance, fictional crime, and motivation. Now, my rationale for doing this video is to get my name out there and try to make Jeannie Roberts laugh. She always says to find the humor in life and to find the humor in everything you do. Well, my goal was to do my presentation in my classroom and have friends videotape me. Last week, 5 inches of rain fell in an hour in Kernersville, which flooded my basement. So I didn't have time to go to my school because I've been cleaning out my basement.